they just don't see him. It's as if their players are wearing blinders. They have to turn their head to look over the court. Teams like Norristown, or the teams that win consistently, are the ones that always have those 2 or 3 players with good peripheral vision. They pass the ball where they're not looking. And that's what Penridge is missing.
Now, there's no question that Norristown has at least one of those kinds of players in 32, Binky Johnson, who is on the bench now. But Johnson is an excellent passer, and it looks like Flowers and even the inside man. I'm impressed with Ramsey, the way he keeps that ball moving around to try to hit the open man. Flowers on the move, dribbling, sets over to Evans, who has moved outside now in the corner to Thomas. Thomas looks, bounce pass inside a lever, back to Thomas. Left-hand shot's too strong. Priest Ramsey on the rebound. Right-hand side of the basket, feeds back to Flowers, into Thomas. Thomas underneath, ball blocked. Feldman on the move up court. Here he comes. Norristown, however, is back. Penridge will set up their offense. Hollenbach in the corner, out to Feldman, top of the key. Feldman with the move, spin move to the right, nothing there. Back to Bernie Carlin. Carlin moving to the left, back to the center. There's Landis. Moving, Landis to Feldman. Feldman looking for a jump shot, nothing there. Moves to the left-hand side, jump shot up, good. Yes, nothing but cord. That time Penridge was patient, moved the ball just the way Coach Stamros would like them to do, and found the open man. Inside to Ramsey, ball knocked out of bounds. Eagle throwing underneath. Here comes Binky Johnson back in the lineup. Jeff Thompson back into the lineup. Lever and Thomas is out. Both men did a good job substituting here for Norristown. On the Penridge side, Hollenbach is out, and I'm sure that this is as much to protect them on the fouls as much as anything else. Flowers deep, over to Johnson. Johnson with a jump shot, yes. And that's what they need. Johnson has not shot well so far this year. They need him hitting those jump shots. Norristown by 16, heading toward 4 minutes left in the first half. Penridge Landis on the move, bounce pass. Knocked out of bounds by Norristown. Penridge to inbound to the left of our table here. It's Carlin on the inbounds pass. Ball into Feldman. Feldman outside, moving from his left to his right. On the dribble, back to Carlin. Carlin moving to his left, over to Landis. Landis back to Carlin. Carlin to Feldman. Feldman moves in the corner. Back to Feldman. Feldman on the move, controls. Carlin. Carlin moves inside. Over to Piersnick. Piersnick looked for the shot, has to come deep. Norristown using his defense, keeping him outside. Ball back to Carlin. Carlin dribbles toward the foul line, moves over to Feldman, throws the ball out of bounds. Coach Cresswell has to be pleased with that defense tonight. They just are not allowing Penridge to get close to the basket.
Well, the Penridge players underneath are playing completely flat-footed.
Flowers, yes, on the three-point, and their three-point shooters are coming alive tonight. Both Flowers and Johnson beginning to find the mark. And if they can keep that up, this bodes no good for future Norristown opponents. There's another interception. Ball to Evans. Oh, what a pass, Mike Evans. And Thompson missed the layup, up again, no good. Ramsey blocked, but a foul on number 53, Piersnick. Mike Evans made a great pass there as he was falling out of bounds. I think Thompson was so surprised to see the ball that he didn't quite know what to do with it, and he missed the layup. Priest Ramsey is on the foul line again, and once again it was Norristown hitting the boards. Thompson and Ramsey up on the boards, keeping the ball alive, and that's the way you win games. Ramsey is ready, 3 minutes left. The Norristown lead is 19, trying to stretch it into the 20s. First shot up and good. 36-16, favor the Eagles.
You've got to be impressed with Norristown's foul shooting. This year, this is one of the best foul shooting teams so far. Of course, there's only been 3 games.
I think you just jinxed them, Frank.
Yeah.
Ramsey missed the second shot. Full court pressure again, this time Mike Evans on a foul. And that is Evans' third, and Coach Cresswell is going to have to get him out of the game.
Well, at this point, I don't think it's going to hurt him to take Evans out of the game.
Number 11, Lewis Simmons, 5'9" guard, replaces Priest Ramsey. Ramsey's had a good first half, battling on the boards, doing exactly what is expected of him. I'm surprised that Coach Cresswell is leaving Evans in. With 3 fouls, you think you would get him out, let him sit till the rest of the first half, then bring him back in the second half if you want to. Carlin shooting 1-1, makes the first. 36-17, Eagles in the lead. Carlin bounces, ready, dips, second shot up, and good. Carlin looks like a nice player. He's got to get his shot underneath. Reminder that all these Penridge Ram starters are 11th graders. They're all going to be back next year, and that should be something that Coach Damrosch can look forward to. Jeff Thompson on the bucket for Norristown. Doesn't take him long to respond. There's the steal. Thompson over to Flowers. Yes, Johnson to Flowers to Thompson for the basket. 2 quick buckets for Jeff Thompson. Eagles by 22. Pass Feldman. Feldman on the break. Oh, and there's the block again, once again. This was Levin Simmons. Penridge thought they had a sure basket. The ball is stuck. Simmons to Flowers. Outside with a 3, no. Rebound Thompson, no. On the board again, yes. Jeff Thompson controlling those boards underneath, not giving up, and it's Norristown 42-18. Ball into Hollenbach's hands. Penridge breaks the press. Foul on Norristown. Foul again on Mike Evans. And that's what we were saying earlier. You run a risk in keeping him in, and sure enough, he gets his 4th foul. Luckily for the Eagles, they're not going to need him in the second half.
Well, Jim, I think Cresswell figures he's not going to play him in the second half anyway, so he may as well let him get all the playing time in the first half.
Hollenbach ready, shooting 1-1. A little bit over 2 minutes left in the half. Foul shot is up, in and out. Penridge is going to get no breaks now, it looks like. Simmons on the move down court, jumper off the rim. It's Pinky Johnson on the rebound, tries to drive, no good. Rebound by Stan Dvorak, who is in the ball game for Penridge. Loses the ball. Fast break, saved by Hollenbach, knocking the ball out of bounds. Norristown will set up under their own basket with 1 minute and 42 seconds left in the half. Simmons. Back to Johnson outside, into Simmons in the corner. Johnson over to number 35, Craig Jones is in the ball game. Johnson from outside for 3, yes. And this again is exactly what they need. 45-18, favor of the Eagles. Feldman moving up court, throws the ball away. Flowers picking it up. Bounce pass, yes. To Simmons, what a great bounce pass that time by Howard Flowers. Norristown.
That's what I mean
29.
by the player having eyes in the back of his head. That's the type of player Penridge is lacking.
Dvorak over to Piersnick. Piersnick to Hollenbach on the move underneath. No. Tries to rebound. No good. Eagles. Ball on the end line. Max Landis coming back in, replacing Dvorak for Penridge. No. It's Bill Piersnick. Penridge is taking out. Penridge ready to inbound on the right-hand side of their own basket. Carlin triggering the inbounds. Out deep to Feldman. Feldman inside to Hollenbach. Looks for the shot. Spins. No good. Norristown on the boards. It's Craig Jones controlling. And he is fouled. Foul on the Rams.
Well, you know, Cresswell has so much depth, he can just about put any 5 players out there. Oddly enough, his problem tonight is, does he put 5 out there who wouldn't normally play? Does that really help him?
I think what he'll probably do is come back with his starters at the beginning of the second half, and then he will move and give the subs a lot of play. Another pass interception by Norristown, Binky Johnson underneath. And Norristown could hit the half 50-point mark in the second half. Another interception, this time by Craig Jones. Ball knocked out of bounds by Bernie Carlin. Norristown to inbound. Flowers over by the Penridge bench. Outside to Louis Simmons. Simmons on the dribble to Flowers. Flowers on the left-hand side comes across to Binky Johnson. And it looks like Norristown will be satisfied with getting one last shot. Flowers outside, halfway between the foul line and center court. To Johnson, back to Flowers again. 11 seconds left. Flowers on the move, looks into Thompson. Thompson on the move, strong, yes. Off the rim, ball comes through. 3 seconds. Penridge. And at halftime, we have the Norristown Eagles leading by 33, 51 to 18, and they looked every bit as strong as the score would indicate. Quite a first half for Norristown. Coach Cresswell has to be pleased.
I've got 16 points for Jeff Thompson, Jim, followed by Binky Johnson with 10 points. And this isn't the official, we don't have an official score, but I think that's what they have at this point.
Beginning of the second half, Penridge Rams with the ball, trailing by 33. It will be interesting to see what Coach Cresswell does this half, whether or not he keeps the all-court pressure on or whether he relaxes. I think we can certainly count upon seeing many of the subs in. Norristown has returned to their starting lineup for the second half. Carlin on the move, on the walk inside. Carlin and Piersnick get tied up. Eagles to inbound, Ramsey inbounding to Binky Johnson. Moving up, quick pass to Flowers on the outside, Flowers back to Johnson. Johnson over to Evans, Evans with a quick pass into Thompson. Evans has very quick hands. On the drive, Evans no good, rebound no good, tip up, battling, ball out of bounds. Penridge Ram ball. Once again, Norristown on the boards there, getting 2 and 3 and sometimes 4 shots. Norristown keeps the full court pressure on. Ball to Carlin, Carlin back to Hollenbach. Hollenbach up to Piersnick, Piersnick to Landis, and Penridge breaks the press. Ball over to Fellman. What Norristown is doing is they're waiting for that pass to the man in the center, and then the man playing behind him moves up, and he's the one who's picking off the ball. Johnson to Flowers, Flowers on the drive, yes. Norristown 53, Penridge 18. Here comes Fellman on the dribble. Flowers out to pick him up as he moves up the center court. Fellman controls ball, blocked away. Flowers on the fast break. In, yes. Flowers, 4 points very quickly here at the start of the second half. And it's Norristown Eagles 55, Penridge Rams 18. Carlin on the dribble. Back to Fellman. Fellman deep. Moving to his right. The ball picked off by Flowers. Flowers on the move, finds Thompson. Thompson on the drive, moves in, misses. Binky Johnson saves in the corner. On the drive along the baseline, looks for the jumper, no good. Ramsey on the rebound, no good. Didn't touch a thing. And it's Hollenbach with the rebound for Penridge. And Norristown falls back into their defense. It's Fellman up court, over to Carlin. Norristown looks as though, and there's a backcourt violation as Landis loses the ball.
Well, Jim, at this point, if I were Cresswell, I think I would tell the Norristown players just to take outside shots. I would have them practicing their outside shots. Have Binky and Flowers practice their three-point shots and so on. The game's getting a little out of hand here, and if they keep getting the ball underneath, they'll run the score up to 100.
Penridge coach Walt Damroz wasted no time in getting a timeout. He did not like what he saw. And I think, again, even with them behind, he knows they're not going to catch up. And what he wants to see them do is to work their offense. He's interested in seeing them show some patience and play a half-court game. And even if they're going to lose, it's a good chance to get their offensive sets and do some of that work. Just as Cresswell is using the Eagles with their full-court pressure. Johnson with the ball moving up toward the center, on the move, drives down the lane. And there's a foul on the Penridge Rams. Foul is on number 45, Max Landis.
As you said before, Jim, Penridge, their 5 starting players are 11th graders, and this may be the first time they've ever really played together. 3
of them saw varsity action last year, but it's a big step for a player to make, and it's a particularly big step against a team like Norristown. Johnson scored for Norristown. Flowers intercepted the inbound pass, hits Ramsey underneath. Yeah, what a pass, Flowers. Frank said earlier in the first half that peripheral vision really helps, and both Johnson and Flowers for Norristown hit that open man. A thing of beauty, a pass like that. Norristown's now up by 41, getting down toward 5 minutes. Carlin for the Rams scores, and it's 59-20. Fast break down to Johnson, stops for the jumper. Yes. Lucky bounce on that one. Looked like it was going to spin off the boards. Caught the back of the rim, front of the rim, bounced in. Landis up court, cross court to Carlin. Carlin moving to his left, back to his right. Foul on Flowers as he overplays. Flowers hits him. First foul for Norristown, so the Rams will inbound to my right. Carlin ready to trigger the inbounds pass. Carlin looking for an open man. Hits Piersness, 2 men on him. And Johnson fouls him. There was the trap with both Flowers and Johnson, and it looked like they had a chance to get the ball, but Johnson hit him. And once again, it's Rams inbound play on my right. Carlin to trigger the inbounds pass. Gets the ball in to Piersnick. Piersnick back to Carlin. Carlin outside to Feldman. And Norristown's pressure obviously is bothering the Pin Ridge Rams. Carlin in the corner of Feldman. Feldman on the move underneath the Hollenbach. Hollenbach on a spin move, drives, up, no good. And it's Thompson high in the air for the rebound for Norristown to Flowers. Behind the back dribble, moves up to the top of the circle. Inside to Thompson with a jumper, no good. Ramsey on the rebound, no good. Thompson fighting, has the rebound. Feldman, looks like the foul on the Pin Ridge Rams on number 11, Feldman. And there again we see a Norristown strength. Their size underneath with Thompson and Ramsey both getting rebounds and keeping the ball alive and getting those extra shots. It'll be Johnson to inbound underneath their own basket, left-hand side. Inbound to Ramsey, underneath, yes. Nice pass by Johnson. There again was that peripheral vision Frank talked about in the first half. Johnson was looking outside to his left. He found the man cutting in on his right. Saw him on the move, hit him with a pass. Sweet pass. Ramsey for the easy layup.
So on offense, Penridge has always had an open man. It's just that no one ever sees him. The player with the ball is too busy trying to just dribble the ball.
Mark Arnold enters the game for the Rams, replacing Bill Piersnick. It's Priest Ramsey shooting one from Norristown. Ball is up, and it's good. Norristown 64, Penridge 20. 4 minutes and 18 seconds left here in this third quarter. Feldman to Hollenbach. Hollenbach looks for Arnold. Landis on the jumper, too strong off the board. Thompson skies for the Norristown rebound. On the dribble, over to Johnson. Not wasting any time in this transition game. Johnson finds Evans with a jumper. No good, off the rim. Feldman on the move up court for the Rams. Dribbling into the front court, stops for the jumper. No good, off the back of the rim. Carlin on the rebound, yes. And that's what the Rams have to do. Instead of setting up and trying to, well, when that man has that open shot, take it. Norristown by 42. Cross-court pass, Evans on the move underneath with a drive, good. 2 points, Mike Evans, 66-22, Norristown. Feldman to Carlin. Carlin in the center to Hollenbach. Hollenbach deep to Carlin, just inside mid-court line. Over to Landis. Flowers goes for the steal. Doesn't get it to Feldman. Feldman in the corner to Carlin. Evans out on him. Back to Feldman. With a long shot. Three-pointer. Feldman. Nice ball movement by the Penridge Rams. And I'm sure that's what their coach would like from it. Johnson on the fadeaway jumper off the rim. No good. Johnson on the rebound. Goes in. No good. Evans follows. Yes. And Norristown has a whole new team waiting to enter the game underneath the scorer's table. And this might be it for the Norristown starters. Cresswell has seen enough. He's satisfied with the job they've done. Evans on the steal, falls out of bounds, gets the ball. Thompson loses it out of bounds. Evans shakes his head sitting in front of us. He probably was walking and knows he got away with one.
Well, Norristown can certainly put in another team, but I was surprised Cresswell did that. I would think he would work the new players in with his starters. You know, have a couple starters out there with 3 subs, because when you get to the big games, that's what you're going to have to do.
In the game for Norristown is number 34, Jeff Thomas, number 11, Louis Simmons, number 30, Dan Harrell, number 5, Kurt Lever, and number 35, Craig Jones. All of these people saw some action in the first half. Good move. Lever and Jones are underclassmen, and Cresswell is going to need them next year. The more game experience he can get them this year, the better it's going to be next year. Jeff Thomas, number 34, is also an underclassman, and I know Cresswell has high hopes for a 10th grader, Adelio Gonzalez, 6'5" center that I'm sure he's going to get in tonight, and will give him some playing time. There's the interception by Kurt Lever. On the move, loses the ball out of bounds as he tried to hit an open man underneath. Norristown playing a semi-press with Simmons creeping up on Feldman. Feldman over to Hollenbach. Hollenbach gives the ball over to Carlin, back to Feldman. And it's obvious they want the ball in the hands of Feldman and Carlin. Hollenbach trying to hit Piersnick underneath. Ball stolen by Craig Jones. Ball in the hands of Simmons. Simmons to Jeff Thomas. Up to the top of the circle, over on the right-hand side of Craig Jones with his move. Back to Simmons. Simmons inside. Fall away jumper. Good. And Norristown reaches the 70 mark with 1 minute and 33 seconds left. 70 to 25. Ball up court to Piersnick. Fakes. Up with a shot. Misses it. And on the rebound, number 11, Louis Simmons, climbs the back. Foul on the Eagles. And there was a case where they broke the press, had the easy layup, but I think they've had so many blocked tonight that they're running a little scared underneath, and he overshot.
Penridge is a lot more tired than the Norristown team that's out there now. In fact, the 2 teams out there now may have been a good game tonight.
Number 23, Alan Barnt, comes into the lineup for Penridge, seen his action for the first time. I agree with you, Frank. I think the Norristown second team could probably beat this team and would give them a heck of a game. That's the kind of depth that Cresswell has this year. It's quite a luxury. Feldman on the drive, hit by number 5, Kurt Lever, Eagle foul, and Feldman will go to the line, shooting 2 for the Rams.
Well, they haven't lost that much defensively out there. Of course, as I said, Penridge is very tired. They just don't have the scoring punch out there they have with the first team.
One of the interesting things with this team for Norristown is it is a much smaller team. And next year, Norristown is going to be a great deal smaller than they have been this year. Evans and Thompson and Priest Ramsey, all of their big rebounders will be going. So Coach Cresswell's going to have to play a little bit different kind of ball game next year. I'm sure he wants to see how these guys do.
He should have speed and ball handling, though, Jim. And I'm really impressed with this guy, Lever. It's kind of like he came out of nowhere. I hardly remember him from last year, but he gets out there. He looks like a guy who could be a pretty good point guard next year.
He's from good stock, if I'm not mistaken. Wasn't his father an ex-player for the Eagles quite a few years ago? Very fine backcourtman. So when you have a father like that who can give you some tips, the tradition moves on. And yeah, I agree with you. Lever looks like a very good ball player. I also like Thomas. Jeff Thomas, number 34, can shoot. Jones missed from the outside, and there's Lever on the rebound. Lever is only 6 foot, but he does a good job on the boards. He rebounds very well. Rams moving up. There's a foul. Number 11, Louis Simmons, reaching in. Another foul on the Eagles. About the only suspense left in this game is to see whether the Eagles can hit the 100-point mark. 47 seconds left in the third period. Eagles 72. Penridge Rams 27. I'm sure that these players for Norristown would like to give a crack at it. It's not every day you get a chance to go over the 100-point mark.
Well, Cresswell still has to decide who his top 7 or 8 players are. When he gets in those tough games, he's got to know which 2 or 3 can you bring in off the bench when there's a lot of pressure on and they can get the job done for you.
Well, off of the early games that we have seen, I think there's no question that Lever and Thomas can be counted on coming off. They have shown that they can do something. So it's with Simmons and Jones and maybe Harrell that you want to look for the other player. It will be interesting to see if any of them come forward. Penridge, ball blocked by Jones. Feldman recovers. 32 seconds left in the third quarter. Ball goes over to number 21, Stan Dvorak, who is in the game. To Barnt. Barnt on the long shot, hits a three-pointer. And it's 72-31 in favor of the Eagles. Simmons throws up a three-pointer, yes. Nothing but net with 10 seconds left. And that brought some of the players off the bench as Louis Simmons fires a three-pointer. 2 seconds, 1. And the Penridge Rams don't get that last shot off. Third quarter, Eagles 75, Rams 31.
You know, Jim, one person we're forgetting about, and I'm surprised we haven't seen him yet tonight, is Mayers. He's the tallest senior on the team. He has some playing time from last year, and I thought we'd see him in the game by now. Maybe Cresswell just feels he's not ready, or it would be unfair to the other players. Mayers hasn't been suited up for the last couple games. I hope to see him before the night's over. I just want to see how he compares to the way he left off last year.
I'd be very surprised, Frank, if we see Mayers tonight. A couple of things. I don't believe that he has practiced with the team yet. And also, he was expected to go to the game last night, and as I understand it, did not show up. I will be very surprised if Cresswell plays him tonight.